Hi, friends. Welcome back to Unbuttoned this week. We are talking about things that maybe if you have little ears around, you might not want to have around. We're just talking about mom life and thought it was fitting in the summer. Now that summer break is in full swing, we've had a lot of you guys in and out of here. Somebody was just in today saying they feel like a taxi all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And like it's just a complete change of structure in your household, most likely, if you're a mom right now. So we wanted to talk about some things that help us keep our chill and just make things acceptable to feel if you're feeling them at this point in your
things
life.
that people may not always say
Talk
out
about,
loud or talk about
yeah.
because it feels
Yeah.
wrong or just like
Yeah.
not acceptable to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing too crazy. You're not getting my like sex life details, okay?
Give
I know
it
you
to
all
us.
want it. I'm just kidding.
I know you all want it.
You're dying to know.
Okay, do you want to start with one? Or do you want me to?
Why don't you have the paper? She goes, do you want to start with one? She has an entire list in front of her if you're not watching this. 4 pages of
I didn't
ideas.
study.
And then she just said, do you want to go with one? Do I want to go with one? Just, it's fine. Just pick any of them. The point is you're not supposed to study them.
Well, I guess one that comes to mind, like for me right now, is last summer I had the kids in a camp like every single week, and I wanted to have like so much fun stuff scheduled for them, and they actually hated it. Like they got really burnt out on doing so many activities like every single week. So if you don't have like a million things planned, I feel like I just want to say that's okay because I don't either.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think we put so much pressure on ourselves to do that when really like they just want to be kids and play outside in the grass. Like I think we overcomplicate it a little bit.
Yeah.
So permission to not feel guilt if, you know, every week isn't packed with camps and activities and all the things.
Yeah. I think the most important thing is just do whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if your kids are busybodies and you need them to be packed with
Right,
camps, go
right,
for it.
right.
If your kids just want to lay around for a little bit, also go for that. But like, not one is right or wrong.
Yeah.
Read the room at your own house
Yeah.
and take the pulse and do what you want. But don't feel the pressure
Right.
from everybody else that your
Right.
kids need to be doing X, Y, or Z.
I was just texting with one of Peter's friends' moms last night, and I was like, we're only like 2 weeks into summer, 3, but I feel like they're having like a summer. Like they've just like had so much time outside with their friends, and I was like, it just makes me happy that like they've had sleepovers like all the time, and you know, I feel like part of me wants to always say no because I'm like, we can't do a sleepover every night. We can't have a friend over all the time, but I'm like just kind of letting go of that and just letting them have fun until they misbehave and I have to crack down and take something away because that is a good thing to take away. But anyway.
Your kids are at a good age for that stuff. Mine are still a little bit younger, so like we haven't gotten into the realm of like, we have play dates with their friends and whatnot, but like it still involves like a lot of parent involvement.
Yes.
But,
yeah, I know. I feel like this is the first summer that like Peter and Benji are both old enough to like go kind of wander around the neighborhood and like ride their bikes. And I don't feel like I need to be like hovering.
Yeah.
Which is freeing for sure.
Yeah.
But it definitely comes with them being a little bit older.
Totally.
And feeling comfortable
Speaking
doing
of
that.
riding their bikes, my kids want to start going on bike rides.
Yeah.
But I'm not, like my kids aren't to the point yet where I can just like let them roam free.
Yeah.
And we also have a lot of construction going on in our neighborhood. So I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, you do back there. And you like have forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought a bike on Marketplace.
Yeah.
It's this little yellow granny bike.
Oh my God.
It's so cute. And I want to get a basket for the front.
Oh my God. Here we go, Saf.
And I just can't. I just love it. And I was telling Mason, my youngest, that I wanted to get a basket.
What
so
are you
he
gonna
wanted
put
a
in
basket.
the basket?
Well, to be fair, for the basket, I want it because our mailbox is all the way down the street.
That's true. That's actually true.
And sometimes I just want to like get the mail on the way back from the bike ride or whatnot. But
and
like,
throw your phone in it because I feel like you never
or like
have a
the
place
kids
to
always
put
get
your
thirsty
phone.
mid like bike ride, and I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put my water bottle. Like, so I just want to like.
Please film yourself riding that little yellow
I will.
bike around.
And my kids give me a hard time and said, "You're getting a helmet, right?" So I had to get a helmet.
Oh my God.
So I have a little white helmet, and I look like a little beetle riding around, and I love it. I don't even care. But yeah, I'll take a little video of it. But it's really cute, and I am gonna get a basket, and I just need to get a little dog to put in the front.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's our memories, you know.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like another one that no one talks about is weed.
Wait. I want to come back to the weed one.
Okay.
Because I have something else to say about what we were just talking about.
Okay.
Because we just said that with such ease, like, do whatever you want and it's fine.
Yeah, it's
But
not
I'm saying
easy.
that as in, it was either earlier this week or this weekend. I was texting Elizabeth and I was having a full-blown mental breakdown.
Yes.
Crying. I was having one of those moments where I'm like, am I doing enough with my kids? Are they having fun? Like, all these things, you know, like you get in your own head about. And, you know, I came to after and was like, okay, it's fine.
Yes.
But it's hard not to get in the zone of being like, you know, and just like when you start to think about like how old my kids have gotten since I've had them. And I'm like, oh my God, how are we already here?
Yeah.
How are we, you know, so easier said than done.
I think that that's why it feels freeing for me this summer because I am working full time and I've always like had a little bit of guilt about that in the summer. But like, I'm just kind of seeing that they are completely fine with me not being there all day.
Yeah,
you know
my
what
kids
I mean?
are fine with it. It's more so like a personal, like,
totally.
I was a teacher before this. Like, I really honestly never did work summers. And so now working full time in the summer, I'm personally struggling with it.
Lauren doesn't do well working.
I don't do well working. I've said that from the start.
It's just a known thing.
It's just a known thing. Like, I don't do well. I don't handle working in the summer very well. But
that's okay.
Yeah, it is, summer is my entire personality.
Yeah.
Like I just live every single year for the summer.
Yes.
And so I just get real like
and I'm sure a lot
inside.
of people feel that way. Like for sure. I mean, it's hard to work in the summer when it's like so nice out and there's so much going on and so many fun things to do.
And we had a lot more freedom when we first started this company, and I think this is the first year where we truly have not had as much freedom. And I was telling Elizabeth, I was like, I mean, in all honesty, I'm really struggling with it.
Yeah.
And I just from like all aspects. And I just wanted to say that if you're struggling with that too, it's not like I'm just waking up every day and it's like, this is easy. It's not. Like, it's hard to balance it all and
it is
figure out, but different ways to cope with it. And like you said, let's touch on our favorite way.
Yeah. And also that's a good point too. Like, if you're feeling that and you're like struggling, like bring it up, you know, like it's so good that we have that kind of relationship where you can just be like, I just need a day. Like, I just want to hang out with my kids today. And like, I'm like 100%. Yeah. But like, even if you don't have that kind of working relationship, like it's always worth bringing it up, you know, because just feeling like that longing feeling and never saying anything is just going to make the guilt feel even like worse. Yes. You know,
it's just going to get like resentful. And we've learned that to just like communicate. Which is again easier said than done because I carry a lot of guilt just saying that, like saying that I want the day or need the day. But I do think it's important, and I mean it's a known thing. I don't like working in the summer,
and I mean I feel like as a leader, like no one, like nobody, you don't want people to get burnt out. You know,
I mean,
so
no.
like. You know,
it's all part of it. But I mean, it's no secret. I'm not a summer worker. Come winter, put me in here all day.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like I'll be here all day.
Do sleepovers.
I'll clock the hours. Yeah, but summer I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But anyways, a way that we cope, what we were saying, and this is going to be potentially controversial.
Yeah. I guess.
So take it.
Be, but
no, but you know there'll be people who will say it is. So take it with how you want.
Yeah.
But Elizabeth and I have both found the realm of gummies, as in like edible gummies. Now,
THC.
Yeah.
Not just CBD.
Right. Yeah.
CBD doesn't do shit for me,
Not
to be
scratching
honest.
that surface. Now, again, this is something that everybody has a different relationship and or reaction to, and or there's very different strains and doses and blah, blah, blah. You know, so keep that with a grain of salt. When we're saying this, we're talking about like microdosing in the evenings.
Yes.
And we're not talking about like walking around strung out all day. Because, you know, there's going to be someone who's like, oh, they're probably high all day. And it's like, absolutely not. We're not like, we're not ridiculous.
But true.
Well, I mean, even though it is legal now.
Yeah.
We could be if we really wanted to. We're not. But
totally.
We both have a lot of like anxiety and maybe me more so.
No, it just is like
it is
a magic worker if you are like high strung, which everyone is sometimes when you have kids. Like it makes me so much more patient. and makes me so much less like everything annoys me that my kids do.
Yeah. And I think it's a good, for me personally, turns a little bit of my brain talking off.
Yeah, yeah.
My brain is always going a mile a minute, and I feel like it helps a little bit to just like slow down and be in the moment.
Yeah.
And it's been a trial and error, obviously figuring out like which one's best for which person and which one doesn't make you like this or that. And I think there's a scary stigma around trying it.
Yes.
And
but that's also like kind of the beauty in it. Like you can start so little and you're not going to feel like I have these little they're literally called feels, FEALS. And it's like, I think it's 1 milligram of CBD and 1 milligram of THC. And they're just like little gummies. Yeah. So like there's stuff out there. There's also like drinks.
Mine is called Calm, the one that I like.
Yeah.
There's drinks that they make that you can like.
The Pomos ones are really good. But it's such a better alternative to drinking a bottle of wine at night. Like you just don't feel shitty the next day.
I honestly rarely drink anymore. I mean, I'll have a glass of wine here and there with like dinner and stuff. But like, I do not like a hungover feeling.
Yeah, you get hangovers.
I do not like. I feel more out of control when I drink than when I take an edible. I think people think that it's probably the opposite, but I'm like, I feel the other way around. Right. I actually feel more in control and at peace when I do the opposite way.
And you sleep better and you don't wake up and feel shitty.
Yeah. And it's not like you aren't, like I think some people are like, well, what if my kids get up? It's like,
you're not like
incoherent. You're not impaired by any means. You at least on the low microdosing, like you function the exact same. Like you're gonna I think because I will admit that was a fear of mine before I tried it. Was like, why have young kids? Like, what if I had to get up and take one to the hospital or this that? And it's like, well,
you're way more capable than
and way
if
more
you were hammered.
Oh my god, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. That's a good point too. Like, I feel like a lot of people probably like might have like dabbled in like college or like high school and had a bad experience
with like smoking a blunt
like
or like
a blunt.
or like that mask thing, you know, like,
or like a bong.
Yeah, like okay,
but it's not
like
that. You don't have to go hard like that. Like
you could, but like you don't. That's that's not the dosing we're talking about.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to, go for it. But like,
I remember talking to somebody and they were like, "Oh my god, I did it in college and my spine felt like it was breaking out of my back." I'm like, what?
Too much.
Like we're not talking like whatever.
That's your limit. You did too much.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can get to that point for sure, but that's not the kind we're talking. We're not talking about college bong style.
No.
We're talking an edible.
Yeah, like a low dose. Edible, like 5 and under, 10 and under. If you're like a person who.
We have some good dispensaries around us now, too. Lauren went and checked out the one in Franklinton.
Yeah.
You liked that one. And then there's one in 42, too. And you're not going to get in trouble for going there. It almost feels kind of like...
I mean, the first time I went, I was freaking
I know, like,
out.
when you go, you're like, okay,
you feel like you're doing something wrong.
Breaking the law, but
it's no different than going to a liquor store and getting a bottle of wine or getting a mixed drink or
you just have to show your ID just like you do to be 21 to buy alcohol. And then you just go in and you can ask questions. And
potentially like a limit of what you can get. I've never even come close, so I'm not sure. Because like, I promise you, when you go in and you're getting like the little microdose ones, like, you're not even coming near or touching what like they're talking about when they're talking about like
they're talking about
driving.
Like
you'd be
flour, I think, with like the limit. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Right. So, and again, it varies person by person. There's like a couple different strains, and I know that like just personally in the office, everybody has a little bit of a different preference.
Yeah.
And so it's unfortunately kind of one of those.
You gotta
try it. Even if you don't like fuck around and find out. If you don't like the first one, that's okay. Maybe try a different one.
Yeah.
Don't let it discourage you.
It's like, please try it. Please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Don't let it discourage you.
Well, because I've had friends who are like, oh, I didn't like that one.
Yeah.
It made me
super tired or something.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so that's not the one for you.
Yeah.
And I will say this, my friend and I have a shared notes page on ours where we'll write down the brand, the dosing, and we'll take note on it so that we do know like, okay, I didn't like that one, or this one made me feel X or Y, or it's helpful.
I know a lot of people, I mean, I definitely think that the conversation's changing around it. Like I feel like a lot of people are like giving up alcohol and trying THC instead. But I also feel like there's a really big trend with microdosing mushrooms right now.
Yeah, I've never done
like
that.
Like the natural, like both weed and mushrooms are. And I honestly don't know much about them, but like I think it's similar where if you just microdose it just like kind of takes the edge off a little bit. But yeah, I feel like the natural things are definitely like being more accepted because like, I mean, alcohol sucks. I mean, that's sometimes.
The other thing. It's like when you really like look into it, again, at small doses, it is a very natural derived thing. And yeah, alcohol, honestly, I just feel like has way more side effects, repercussions.
And I mean, when you really think about it, it's like we're drinking that,
I know.
I mean, but it's crazy. What about other things to like take the like edge off when the kids get overwhelming? I mean, I fully embrace screen time when, I mean, not like all freaking day long, but I used to feel guilty about it. I do not anymore. In small doses, and if it's like making them assholes, then I take it away. But like, if I just need a minute, that is the only way.
I'm a little bit more strict in the summer because I'm like, it's nice outside. Get out. You're not going to be a couch potato and sit here on the iPad for an hour. Like, go outside.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was feeling it really bad, like toward the end of the winter. I was like, oh my God, I have got to get these screens away.
By the end of winter, we're like month 4 of brutal weather, gray skies, and I'm like...
Yes, and I just kept telling myself, I'm like, once it's summer, I'm not even going to need to worry about it. Right. And really, like, you're so right. They don't even really ask for it because there's so much to do outside. I mean,
sure, we watch a show here and there, or like a movie. Like, okay, we're not like...
Yeah. The video games for my kids.
Yeah, and mine haven't gotten into video games yet, so we haven't hit that stage.
But even with that, like now that it's summer, all the kids are just running around and like going to the park and stuff, so it's not as bad.
The other thing, I guess, that I would say, like... has helped me a little bit too with motherhood is giving myself the freedom to still be me. And like, if I want to go out to dinner with a friend, if I want to, like, it's okay to still do things for you.
It's funny. This bullet says the mom guilt spiral, how I'm learning to let go. But I feel like that's a big part of it. It's like, you have to just let go. You can't guilt yourself about, which you and I were texting about this the other night, which is kind of crazy. But like we were saying, isn't it crazy to think that like, any mistake or failure that your kid makes in life will feel like it's a little bit your fault.
Totally.
Like that is hard to like process, even as adults.
I mean, it's
you know what I mean?
Crazy to think about because you're always as a parent going to have that. Could I have stopped it? Could I have done something different? Could I have? But I was watching that Astroworld documentary last night about that concert, and like there was this mom talking. Her son had died there. And,
so awful.
You think to yourself, like, God, but I can't not let my kids do things. Like, how are you going to know they may potentially? It's so crazy and scary.
Even though you very much want to sometimes.
Yeah. Double-edged sword, because it's like, I want them to have life experiences and get out there. But also, of course, you never want something to happen to your child. But, yeah, it is kind of weird because you're always going to feel a little bit of, they're part of you.
Yeah. And at some point, you just have to, like... work through it and not sweat the small stuff like going to grab a drink with a girlfriend and missing bedtime, every once in a while. But it is kind of crazy to think about that though. Like even when they're grown adults, like if something happens, you just will like that's just part of being a parent. Yeah.
I remember when my oldest was younger and I was saying to my mom like, oh, when am I going to stop worrying about this? And she's like, I mean, you're never going to stop worrying about your kids. Like, she's like, you have kids and I worry about you. Like it's just... Yeah, you're never gonna turn it off.
I know, it's wild. And then you have grandkids, so then it's like another
layer.
It's wild. One thing too that I saw on here somewhere is that it's okay if you're not a PTO mom, and I can vouch for that. I'm not. And like that's fine. You don't have to be involved in every single little thing.
I am not there yet because my youngest is about to go to kindergarten.
Yeah.
And I think being a former teacher, I will be involved in some capacity just because I came from that world. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no shade at all.
Like I feel
some people love that.
I mean, am I going to be PTO president? Probably not. I just don't have the time for that. But I think that no matter what you choose, I mean, I think if you're on the PTO, you shouldn't be guilting the moms that aren't.
Right.
If you aren't, you shouldn't be, just do whatever makes sense for you in that moment.
It's the same as like the whole like Pinterest mom thing. Like it's okay if you're not, but like for those that are, it's like, that's amazing. What an awesome hobby. And like, if it brings you joy, do it.
Totally.
But also you don't have to. You're not any like less worthy because you're not the most involved mom in the school and making the freaking Pinterest worthy recipes every night and all of that kind of stuff.
And to be fair, some kids do better. Like I do worry about sometimes like I need to be cautious of how involved I am with my oldest because I want him to have independence and it's something we're working on with him. And I feel like if I'm always there doing stuff, like that's not fostering an independence. So I think that it also just depends on your kid.
This one says, I love my kids, but sometimes I want to disappear. I think that we can all say that we've probably felt that at one point or another. And that is totally okay if you feel that way this summer.
Once a month, the week before my period, I kid you not.
Yes.
It is usually me texting my friend Allison saying, I'm ready to run away.
Yeah.
I'm ready to disappear from this earth onto a different planet that is just me.
It's overwhelming.
It's like,
and you just get so like tapped out, like just the overstimulation sometimes just starts to feel so heavy.
I think that people probably don't want to say that out loud because they're like, oh my God, it sounds like I want to like kill myself. But it's like, that's not what we're saying. We're saying like, I want to disappear for a while off the face of the earth for a second.
In silence with no stimulation.
Yeah. And I have no shame saying
me neither.
Want to disappear sometimes.
Okay. This says the mental load is crushing me. Things I think but don't say. Trying to think.
I mean, that was just one of them.
Yeah,
like every month want to disappear. And I'm like, toodaloo, I need to get out of this house. Or, you know, things that you might say. Here's the thing with kids and husband. If you lived with anyone at all, you would get tired of being around people.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can, like I love my family dearly, but sometimes I'm like, get
especially
me out
if
of
they
here.
always need something from you. Like that gets so.
And also you grow up having like your own room and your own space, and you get older and then you're sharing a room with your husband and you don't have a single space that's yours, and you're like, what the heck? When did my life become sharing every space? Why can't I just have a space that's mine? Why can't I have a minute? You know, like
I know.
It's just, it is honestly kind of unnatural.
I know. I secretly kind of love when Peter will like fall asleep on the couch.
I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
But don't say. But like truly, it always is like, oh, like the bed to myself, and I can like watch whatever show I want to watch.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
I am a person who likes a little alone time, and
some people say that it like saved their marriage, like sleeping in separate spaces, because it's like just taking a minute away from each other, and then like, you know, you kind of like miss each other a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's the same thing with like taking a girls trip or this or that. It's
yes.
Like, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Yes. Including with your kids. Like when they have a little separation from you.
So true.
You know, it
so
is.
True.
It just is what it is. But
this says sometimes I fantasize about a week alone in a hotel.
To be fair, my husband has learned that like I like alone time, and for certain holidays, that's literally what he will get me.
Yeah, he does a good job.
He does a really good job.
That.
He'll be like, oh, here's a night alone of your choice whenever you want. Like, booked you a night at this hotel. Like, it is nice to just get away from it.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy that.
Okay. Do you like remember the first time you took an edible and felt high?
Yes. In
I
adulthood?
feel like I don't. Yeah. Like.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me think back to when it was though. Gosh.
Like, have you ever? Okay, this is a funny one. Have you ever?
The first time I ever took an edible, or the first time I took an edible that I was like, that was too much?
Well, yeah.
Which one are you asking?
This thought starter says like a story of like sneaking a gummy and still trying to function, and then realizing that you were like, oh my God.
Okay, I have a story.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sneaking the gummy.
Yeah.
This was my sister's bachelorette party.
Oh my God, I love this story.
And we were in Michigan, so we went to the dispensary. And we got some gummies, and we were going to dinner first, and it was dark out already. So I thought I got the same pack I usually get. Disclaimer, I did not.
Turns out
it was double the dose. And I gave one to my sister. I'm like, here, take the whole thing. And I took the whole thing. And we go to dinner, and that kicks in after we get home. And we were were not well.
Not well. Thank
Actually,
God
it
you
was
were
really
home.
funny.
Yes.
It was really funny,
You
but
probably
thank God we
laughed so
we were
hard.
laughing so hard. And we still talk about this to this day. We were sitting in the living room, and I'm like, do you ever think about how, like, your original family, like, then starts their own families? And, like,
I feel like you always come back to this, too.
I do.
You
It's so
really
weird.
do.
It, like, because it's just puzzling to me.
It's one of those mind-blowing things for you.
It is, because it's like, when was the last moment that you were with your immediate family and that was your family? Was it the first time your oldest sibling, like, went off to college? Is it the first time somebody got married in the family? Is it like, there's a moment where you're never, ever your original family again? And anyways, so we started talking about that. And then my sister and I were sharing a room, and she was Googling, like, just ridiculous things. And I was cracking up. And she's like calling her fiance, and she's like, do we have any peppercorn here? Because if you put peppercorn in your mouth, it, like, snaps you out of it. And
that's a good tip to know.
we were fine. And she was just, it was hilarious. And she still tells the story too. And we laid down to go to bed.
What did you do to me?
Yeah. We laid down to go to bed, and we both started, like, staring at each other. And I'm like, I can't get up to turn the light off. She's like, well, I can't. And I'm like, well.
You're, like, paralyzed.
Yeah. I was like, well, I'm basically, like, cemented to this bed. Like, I'm not getting up.
That is such a real feeling, though. Like, cemented to where you are.
Yeah. Eventually, I got up to turn off the light, but we were cracking up, and it wore off. But yeah, we did maybe should have read the packaging.
Yeah.
A little bit better. It was fine. It wasn't, like, so much where we were like.
Yeah. That just made me think, though, the immediate family thing, it is crazy. Like, yeah. And I mean, when my immediate family went to New Jersey recently, no kids, no husbands or anything, I was like, when was the last time we did? Like, we couldn't even figure it out.
I know. That's
think
what I mean.
like
you're never really going to know when the last time your family hangs out.
Yeah. And then it's like, once you do, like, have husbands and kids in the mix, like, when do you ever
and it's never the same.
hang out? It's not.
Because it's like, my family was really funny and would do, like, funny shit. And we used to go on family vacation, and my dad would hook up a microphone to the radio, and he would, like, narrate in an accent. And,
that's
like,
so cute.
We would just do the weirdest shit. And I'll never forget the first time Hunter came with my family. My dad had hooked up the microphone, and he was in the very back. He had his headphones in. We're like, ugh, what a bore he's being. But
it's like your family thing. Like, nobody would, like, get it.
No.
Yeah, I know.
And I think that's why I was spiraling this week. I'm like, does my current immediate family, like, with the boys, like, do we have funny things like that?
Yes.
And we do. It's just like, you know, you, like, think deeply into it.
Yeah.
And I have one other story that I can't decide if I'm going to tell or not of taking the wrong dosing, but as long as you do it in a safe environment, it's really not a big deal.
Yeah.
When would be, so you would say would be your, like,
I don't know.
time. It doesn't even have to be your first.
I'm trying to think of, like,
just a precursor also.
a time
Every
that I
single
got in
time
public.
Elizabeth
I'm a
takes one.
lightweight.
Here we go.
Lauren doesn't believe me, even though she sees how absolutely dumb I get.
But being dumb doesn't mean.
No, I
think it's just certain
dumb.
strains you become dumb, because I do too.
No, it's because you give me too much.
No. This girl could drink anyone under the table, and then she has, like, a bite, and then she's like,
yeah,
I think I'm going to be really high. I'm
no,
like, no,
but
you're
I
not.
do. And I know that I am at that point because I can't finish a sentence. Like, I lose the thought.
I think it's so funny, though. It's like
not
nothing
funny,
makes me
I
more
feel.
giggly than when, like, Elizabeth goes to say something and she's like, wait, what was I saying?
Like, I literally start a sentence and I don't finish it because I lose the thought that fast.
It's funny.
But I'm trying to think of a time.
My favorite ones are gigglies. Like
being in public that I was like, oh my God, I have to talk to people right now. I'm trying to think. I feel like we've had.
Yeah, I'm sure we have. But there was a time when we had, like, a tailgate, and we went. I said to Allison, I'm like, okay, I don't think I like this one. Like, let's just go into your house and take a break for a second. And she's, like, talking me off the ledge. She's like, you're fine.
Yeah.
It just was, like, a moment. It got crowded. I was like, you're right. Like, I'm just going to drink some water. It's fine. And so we start walking out of her house, and she turns around and she goes, this house is so cute. Whose house is this? I'm like,
it was hers.
I was like, and you just took me off the ledge?
That's amazing.
And we literally pee our pants about it still to this day. We're like, this house is so cute. Yeah.
God, I'm trying
to think of times with you that, like, I have been like, oh my God,
I know.
I think you're just absolutely hilarious, though, when you do.
I am not.
You are.
a ding dong major.
No.
we can cut this out if we decide we want to, but that one night when we were prepping for the freaking sale.
Okay.
This
we had
was
a long week.
before the warehouse
Yeah,
sale?
we had a long week. We were like just hustling our booties off. And we had a normal work day. We went home. We put our kids to bed. And then we were like, all right, we should go back and prep.
What was that before?
The warehouse sale.
No, it was before the warehouse sale.
I know.
But what were we prepping for? It was like an event. Oh, it was our birthday.
Oh,
it was our birthday party.
Okay.
And we decided at the last minute we were going to like mark like everything down.
Coats or something down.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, we'll just go in tonight and do it after all the kids are asleep.
Yeah.
We'll go in. So we came in and
Allison came.
Yeah, Allison came. And we ordered some Papa John's and
That sounds good right now.
that one.
That sounds good.
That does sound good.
Yeah.
I could slam that for lunch.
Good too.
Then I don't even remember what that one was, but we were cracking up because I don't know that we accomplished a single thing.
We actually did, but it took us like an hour to
When I
get
tell
our
you
brains
we
on
talked
the
through
same
the process
page.
ad nauseum, and then we were like, "That's it. Yeah, that's what we'll do."
But then, like, I just overthought it. And I do that badly too. Like,
I was like, "You just said that. We just said it. Like, what do you mean?"
Yeah.
But honestly, it just makes for a really funny time.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's fun, and
yeah, that was actually so fun working late that night.
I also feel like it wears off way quicker than like if I was drunk. That's the thing. That's what I like about it.
Yes.
So
it's not like you can't like drive home.
Yeah, like if you
Yeah.
take it it's gonna wear off in a few hours. Like you're not gonna be like.
I was kind of sad when we went to where were we in Dallas? That we went to the Meow Wolf.
Meow Wolf.
I was kind of sad that it wore off before we were done in there because that.
Yeah, we learned we need to
car
go
ride
for
there.
longer. Oh my god. Yeah, that's when it hit.
Yes,
More up before
it
left.
hit in the freaking Uber, and this Uber driver. He was cracking up at us low key, and then when we got out of the car, he's like, "I want to hang out with y'all."
You guys. He's like, that was the funniest conversation I've ever
I
heard
don't
in
even
here.
remember what we were talking
He's
about.
like, I was trying not to just interrupt you guys, but he's like, that was the funniest conversation I've ever heard. I know what the conversation was about.
It was about you
raccoons.
trapping a raccoon. Yeah,
And you said, why would you trap him? And I'm like, I don't want him in my yard. And we were going back and forth about raccoons and
because you were just gonna let it die.
I didn't care.
I know that was the whole thing.
Yeah. Anyways, he was a who, and then. The place is called Meow Wolf, and Elizabeth kept calling it something different to a different Uber driver. She's like, it's called Meow Wolf. He said that. I'm like, no, we didn't.
And then the guy was like, I did not say that, but I still swear he said that.
If you ever in a city where you can go to Meow Wolf, even again, if you don't take edibles, if you just want to have a glass of wine, it's so cool. It's an interactive art exhibit, and it tells the whole story, and we made the mistake of not going.
Like doesn't even
I know.
describe it right. That's what they call it, but it's
but it doesn't even do it justice.
It's like a whole freaking like trippy little world.
Realm. But you
there's a lot of cool
have
art
to
in it.
go with enough time. We didn't. We were like, an hour will be just fine. We don't need more than an hour
you need
here.
like 4 hours.
They were closing down the doors, and we're like, we didn't get to see half of it, and like we didn't figure out the story, nothing, because like
we got to go back.
Yeah,
we got to go back.
It was really fun, and actually, we are going to Vegas with friends.
Yeah. Oh,
in September, we're going
Good.
to the Vegas one, which we haven't been to. So
yeah, the Dallas one was super cool, and I actually like think my kids would love it.
Oh yeah, it's like you could take kids and stuff. It's really cool.
Actually, on the subject of an edible, when we first got in there, Lauren literally was acting like we were at a haunted house.
Okay, it was giving that type of vibe at first.
It wasn't though. You were just like
there was literally you like walked up
like she was
and you were outside
jumping.
the house and you were like in the garden and it was like talking through a speaker. I'm like, it was weird,
but it wasn't there to scare you.
I know, but to be fair, I didn't know if this was like a. Then I saw somebody else. I thought it was like something where you take turns like going through it to figure it out.
Yeah, every time you saw another human, you would like jump behind me and like grab me. I'm like,
I thought they were like part of
open
the
to
experience.
The
I didn't know what to expect.
You thought they were like planted there to scare
a little
us.
bit. And I don't like haunted hoochie and stuff. I was like, ooh, no. And Elizabeth's like, they're not part of it. Relax.
I mean, I just was like, it's not supposed to be scary. Like, it's an art exhibit.
You start out too, like hearing part of the story on the computer, and we listened for 1 second. Elizabeth's like, all right, next. I'm like, okay.
I wasn't really that invested in like the story. Well, I just wanted to see everything.
Yeah, and to be fair, good thing we didn't because we didn't have time. We wouldn't have even seen half of what we did.
Remember even later when we went up in the bedrooms and you were like so creeped out?
Wait, I don't remember the bedrooms. What was the
Remember
bedroom?
the bedrooms like upstairs?
That was weird.
You
And
were
that
like,
was when
"Don't
it
open the
ended.
closet."
And we didn't even get to explore all the rooms.
I know. We got to go
That
back.
was creepy though. Remember, because it was like the
kinda
grandpa burnt
creepy.
down the house and like
Oh, yeah.
it was weird. Yeah. We gotta go back.
Yeah, we definitely need to. They need to get one of those in Columbus. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, I think it's like Dallas, Vegas,
Chicago,
New York. I think they were saying one might be coming to Chicago.
There's one in a really random place.
I know, and now I'm like,
I know.
San Antonio.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, New Mexico, maybe. I don't know, something like that. You got to look it up on their website. Meow like a cat.
I
Wolf,
was just thinking about
like
how
a
you
wolf.
didn't even know New Mexico was a state, and then you just said that.
I still think it's weird. And you know, another one I think is weird is where's the
Washington.
Yeah,
The state of Washington.
DC.
No, but there's also a state.
Yeah, and I think that's weird because it's like Washington,
is.
D.C. is like,
Yeah.
is D.C. not in Washington?
No.
I know, and that really trips me. Why are we saying that? Washington, D.C. then?
There's history behind it, but to
I
be
know, but I
honest,
think
I
that's
don't know
stupid.
what it is.
And then
Yeah.
it's like its own district or something, or
DC stands for District of Columbia.
yeah. And I'm like, don't do that
I know.
because there's
There's a state of Washington all the way across the country. It's very weird.
So in D.C. is in what, Virginia,
Isn't it like...
or
Yeah.
it's in the middle of two states? I don't.
Yeah, Sav, do you know where is DC? What state is it in technically? Because it's technically like its own province. Yeah,
think it is, too.
It's like on the border of Virginia, I think. Wow,
think
we
it's-
sound really dumb right now that we don't know that.
I don't know. I ask it every time, and I
We'll
still
report back.
yeah, let you know where DC is. Yeah.
Okay, what else?
How did we even get there?
I have no fucking
Okay.
idea. But like,
Oh.
isn't it? Yeah. Maryland and
Between
Virginia.
Maryland and
Okay.
Virginia. Well,
Yeah.
that's a loophole, and I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
So wait a minute.
long have
Who
we
do you
been
pay
going here?
taxes to?
I don't fucking
What
know.
state taxes do you pay, Sav?
It's probably its own.
It's not a state, though.
Yeah, it's like a...
Sav, can you Google that? What state taxes do you pay if you live in D.C.?
The fact that your mind went there.
Well, I don't know why my mind went there, because I was just thinking that's not fair.
They just treat it like a state. That's weird.
But it's not a state. Their license plate say taxation without representation. What is this, the Tea Party? What is that called?
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
I didn't know that either. I'm going to need to do a deep dive on
Taxation
D.C.
without-
Because isn't that where the Tea Party was, or whatever that was called?
No, that was Boston.
Oh,
The Boston Tea Party.
yeah. Isn't that where we got that slogan, though? No taxation?
I don't think so.
Santa Maria?
I mean, I don't understand how you're supposed to remember this shit. Like, I remember learning about that in the 5th grade, but I don't remember any detail of it at all.
Can you name those ships?
The ships?
Yeah, the 3 ships. I can.
Oh, Santa Maria is the only one I can think of.
It's because I just said it.
I know.
The
I don't
Nina,
even-
the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what any of them did, but it just came back to me, honestly.
Yeah. I don't think I would have even remembered Santa Maria had you not said it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm.
Wait, rapid fire. If I give you a state, will you name the capital?
Oh, I can try.
Okay, I'm bad at this. Let's see, Utah.
Salt Lake City.
I'm nodding yes. I have no idea. I think so. Let's see.
Don't do like hard ones. Do, like-
Pennsylvania. Okay.
Oh, Pennsylvania. It's not. Is it Philly? Is that the capital, Sav, of Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania. Is it Philly or Pittsburgh?
I think it's Philly.
Did you guys ever learn the states or the song when you were younger? We learn the states and capitals. Are you joking?
Mm-mm.
Harrisburg.
Oh, okay, that's a curveball.
Are you?
Is that the one that we texted the guys about the one
Alabama,
time?
Alaska. No, we asked them about Las Vegas or Nevada.
Nevada.
And they said
It's Reno.
it's Reno. When they said Las Vegas.
We thought it was Las Vegas.
No, I said I know it's not Las Vegas because I always want to say it's Las Vegas,
Yeah.
and it's not, and it always trips me up.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Okay, give me another one.
Arkansas. I actually know this one.
Fuck.
Little Rock.
Little Rock.
Okay, you give me one. Give me Vermont.
California.
Wait,
It's California.
California.
Sacramento.
Okay. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay,
I
Sacramento.
knew that one. Vermont.
Yeah.
Me tell you Vermont.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if you're gonna get it. Mm-mm. Montpelier.
Oh, hell no. I didn't know that. No way.
And so I thought it was a cute little name, Montpelier.
What's the capital of Texas? There's like so many
Houston?
big cities. Yeah, Houston. Oh, wait, Austin.
Oh, it's Austin? Really? Have they changed that?
I don't think so.
Huh. Wow.
On that note.
Sam, did you ever sing that song though? Like Alabama, Alaska.
Peter J.
Arizona?
has sang it, but we didn't learn it. We had a really mean fourth grade teacher that taught us the states and capitals. And I studied those because she was so scary.
Yeah.
I remember it so vividly.
You didn't remember many.
Yeah, no, I don't remember them now, but I had them down back then.
Yeah. I just would sing that song. And I can't remember, that's the states song. I can't remember the states and capitals rap one, but it was something like that.
Capitals are hard. What's like North Dakota? No idea. South
I don't
Dakota,
even know
no
where North
idea.
Dakota is. What?
Wow,
Bismarck?
Savvy, you're good.
She's looking him up.
Oh, you are?
Her, the first president. Yes. Abraham Lincoln.
George Washington. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I was actually debating that in my mind, though. I was debating that.
I was thinking log cabins. And then I was like, I actually think it was the curly hair guy, yeah. Do you know who
how we got on
wait, do you
this?
know
I
who the
have no
president
idea.
who cracked the bathtub was?
No.
Okay.
Who was it?
I don't know his name. I can't remember. I had it and then it slipped my mind. But that was like the fun fact why I always remembered him, but now I don't know.
No, I don't know. I do not know presidents well at all. At all.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yes.
Yeah. No, oh, like number?
Oh.
Oh, no. Oh, wait. Yeah, let me see. 50th? 47th. Okay, I was kind of close. Wait, so do you count, though, if like somebody ran twice, you just count them once?
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Speaking of
So
47th, we're coming up on our 50th podcast episode. Isn't that crazy? We're on like 40 something.
I think we're on maybe 39 or 40 because
No, I looked at the other day.
I added all of them right the numbers.
I'm pretty sure we're in the 40s.
We're in low 40s. Yeah, 40s.
Yeah. We're getting there. We need to plan something fun.
Yeah, what's some ideas for our 50th? We need to do something.
Yeah, you guys should help us come up with ideas of something fun to do for our
Maybe
50th podcast episode.
Ooh, I think it's next week.
I literally was just going to say that.
I was going to say like include people in it somehow. Like we have a
like a live or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, but I also was thinking about. I think it's next week. Yeah, I got ideas.
Okay.
I think next week, next Friday, maybe we're recording the podcast with
the lawyer.
Yeah,
that's fun.
And I can't wait to ask her so many questions.
Oh my God, you're gonna need to block off like 3 hours for yourself for that one.
I just got a lot to say.
Yeah, we got a lot of questions. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, well that was quite the spiral, but we hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Kind of episode, though. Like
I know.
I don't know about you guys, but like I just want to listen to people yap and be real, and I don't.
And for those of you,
we don't really ever have topics.
Yeah, I know. We just basically get on here and yap.
Yeah.
But for any of you who are navigating a summer with kids home, we feel you. Godspeed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do what you need to do to get some time and some chill.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're right there with you.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.